All right, guys, for this episode, there is a trigger warning because we do talk about suicide and assisted suicide. So, fair warning. Enjoy. This is the Kinda Culty podcast. I'm H.
And I'm Erin.
Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Do you know how to count?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, just checking.
Well, welcome back, guys.
Hey.
This is the third episode of our comeback.
Oh, that's why you're learning to count. Okay.
Yeah, you got to start with your foundation. Start from the beginning.
1.
Two. Yeah. Now
Sorry,
we're
that
on-
was too easy.
now we're on
I
three.
couldn't help.
So, thank you for joining us today, and we hope you have fun.
But we are not responsible for your fun. You got to figure that out on your own.
Yeah. Well, basically, right? Yeah. Fa la 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 la.
Fa
Figure it
la la
out.
la. I
Yeah.
can't figure it out.
No. So, well, what's going on with you? Anything crazy?
I've been drinking gin.
Oh. Okay.
You're like, oh,
That makes sense.
it's fine.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's cool.
What's up with you?
Well, stressing over the new job a little bit because I want it now, and I'm just not getting it now. But I had a fun field trip at work the other day, which was pretty cool.
Tell us about your field trip.
So, okay. Well, we went on a tour of a recycling facility, which was really interesting. I'm kind of into that kind of stuff. I feel like, go green. Let's go. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
I've been thinking a lot about how you were saying how they remove the aluminum cans. And I think
Yeah.
that's so cool.
No, they have some really incredible technology in this place. So you go in there and there's this giant machine that takes up the entire fucking building. And I swear to God, it's like 4 stories tall. Like, I'm sure it feels like you're walking on an oil rig because you're going on ladders and platforms, like
Oh, for sure.
catwalks and shit. But yeah, so it's a giant recycling facility. It's not just their company that drops shit off. It's a bunch of other companies that drop their shit off there too.
Okay.
It's really, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Wow. Okay. Like
I didn't realize it was that
yeah.
to that extent.
It's like, here's the recycling spot. We all go to this company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which,
Respect.
yeah. And the whole, I don't know if you want to call it trash collection or whatever, that whole industry. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Anyways. So, when it comes to the cans. So anyways, I want to explain how this big machine works just a little bit. I don't want to dive too deep into it, but it's a bunch of conveyor belts and it's a closed system. So once you introduce the material into the system, it's going to just loop around in there until it collects everything that is recyclable, and everything that's not gets sent to the landfill. And they showed us the conveyor belt that is going to the landfill. And it's literally...
like literally nothing, right?
It was nothing.
It's like confetti.
It was confetti. It was like trash confetti. And it was sparse. It wasn't covering... Like, it didn't, like, cover the entirety of the conveyor belt. It was like somebody just kind of threw some confetti out here and there. It really showed how well they're filtering all of the recyclables out of the trash.
That's so cool considering, like, I feel like where our city where we live has really fought the recycling.
Yeah. Well, they've also put out some weird information that
Very false information.
has just confused everybody, and nobody knows how to recycle.
No, we don't.
I think that's
especially
the biggest
considering
thing.
the recycling capabilities of other countries is insane.
Yeah, and these guys are pushing. So what's interesting is they sell their recycled material.
Mm-hmm.
And some of their top clients won't buy it unless it's at least at like a 95, 96%, 98% cleanliness level.
Okay.
We're like, this is clean material, whether it be cardboard or whether it be plastic. And we export that. That's one of our exports. We literally sell other countries our trash.
Do you think that's why they're like, oh, we won't take pizza boxes, even though they totally will?
Well, see, and that's part of the whole bullshit is they do take pizza boxes. They don't take food.
Yeah.
If the pizza box is covered in grease, that's fine. They don't give a shit about that. They can recycle that. If it's covered in cheese and other things like organic material, like there's nothing they can do about it. That has to go to the landfill.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if it's just grease, it's fine.
Throw it in the recycling. Absolutely.
It's like if you spilled a bunch of sauce in the bottom, maybe not.
Like maybe wipe it out. But like literally one guy from a different company was telling me that they'll take peanut butter cups. Sorry, that's a Freudian slip. I love Reese's. They'll take peanut butter jars, and he straight up said you don't have to labor over like washing it out and making sure it's super clean. Just throw some water in it, shake it around, pour the water out, and throw it in the recycling. So it's fine.
Get the majority out.
Get the majority of it out. But if you've got like you're trying to clean it out with your fork or not your fork, but like a spoon or a knife or whatever.
I thought you were gonna say fork. So.
Yeah, fork's fine.
Your Ford F-150. Shove that Ford F-150 in there and clean it out real good.
Yeah, right. With the oh my god, all those Ford
dumb.
Boost, the EcoBoost. Nah, they're all pieces of shit, dude. Like, you don't want to taint your peanut butter with that nonsense. It'd fucking ruin it.
Ew.
But anyways, so it was just a really cool experience, and it made me realize that these guys are really trying hard to make sure that they're contributing to sustainability and actually, no one wants to address the elephant in the room, but it is climate change.
It is.
Let's be fucking real.
Why is it so weird to just talk about?
Right.
It is what it is.
Because there's a stigma because it's like you either believe in it or you don't. And that dictates which group you're in.
Look around. Look at the weather. How can you deny it?
Considering, the weather's been record breaking. But I do appreciate that there's companies like this that these guys are like, we're spending over $1 billion in sustainability to make sure that we're giving back. Even if we lose money, like some of their material that they can't recycle, they'll sell to other companies locally to use as fuel in the furnace.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. So instead of these companies burning like
coal,
they'll burn plastic bags.
Because it burns hotter.
It burns hotter. So coal is at like, what this guy told me, I should probably double check it, but it was 8,000 BTUs. Whereas the plastic bag, like the, because they make, it's not a pallet. What is it? It's whatever. It's a big cube, right? A big giant, like 3 foot by 3 foot cube kind of thing. It's probably bigger than that. But they'll burn it's a bale. There you go.
No.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they sell these guys bales of this shit and they throw it in there and it burns at like 12 to 13,000 BTUs.
That's crazy.
So
that's so cool.
Well, it's cool in the sense that they don't have to worry about mining coal for fuel. They can use shit that we already have. We have so many plastic bags and they found a way to get rid of them and also generate energy from them.
Oh, can I just say the one thing that really got to me, and I feel like everyone needs to become far more aware of this, don't actually crush your cans.
Yeah, that's another thing they told me.
Like, oh my God. I always thought you were
mind.
supposed to like smash it up as small as you could. No.
Yeah, they straight up said that if you use one of those can crushers, the ones you mount to the wall in your garage, those things.
Yeah, and you just sit out there for a Saturday, Sunday afternoon while you drink beers and crush them.
Yeah, and it makes sense. It's a it feels like you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, like you're making your trash as small as possible.
Right. You're pre-compacting it.
Yeah.
Right?
Do not pre-compact.
Don't pre-compact. Just either don't crush them or just crush them a little, because what happens apparently is if you have a bunch of those types of cans that have been pre-compacted, when the truck comes to collect them, the truck itself is a compactor.
Is a compactor itself, right?
Yeah. So when it compacts everything together,
that's hydraulic compaction, which is way better than anything you can ever do at home.
Holy moly! Exactly right.
Yeah.
And well, what happens is you get these masses of aluminum cans that basically get turned into these bricks. And when it hits the recycling line, all of a sudden they have to shut it down because they have to like pick it apart, and sometimes it'll explode everywhere, but it slows the whole process down.
Yeah.
And
it's just more
more
time and more work.
Yeah, exactly.
So once it's on the conveyor belt, tell the kids what happens, how they're sorting the aluminum from the paper.
Yeah, I know. I'm tangenting
Sorry.
so hard because I
is
wanted
so cool.
to give context. So yeah, so everything goes through this whole labyrinth of conveyor belts and separates the cardboard from the aluminum, from the plastic, and then even
and the paper.
The paper, exactly. Yep. And so one of the first separators, one of the first pieces of technology that they go through, besides humans, because humans are the first ones. They're like 10 people working in this giant facility.
Really? So it's a very small crew.
Yeah, very small crew, very safe. I guarantee, I didn't ask, I should ask, but it felt weird. But I wonder how many OSHA incidents they've had. Like,
probably very few.
Right? Probably very few, though. Exactly.
It's that one person that they have to fire. Be like, Kate, this is your third one.
Yeah, you're a liability, dude. We're trying to do something here.
Yeah.
But it felt very safe. Like, they took everything very seriously.
I love that.
So anyway, you're going along the line, and at one point you hit this box that has got there's a big magnet like symbol, like warning symbol on the side of the big machine.
Don't get next to it with your pacemaker.
Yeah, if you have something that you don't want to get ruined by a magnet, don't stand close to this bitch. And the guy told me, he's like, it's not necessarily a magnet, it's more like an EMF.
Yeah.
So there's this electromagnetic field that's just kind of hovering over the conveyor belt, and when the aluminum cans go through it, they literally pop off the conveyor belt.
I think that's so cool.
It's crazy. It's like popcorn. They literally just pop, 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 and they go into their own separate conveyor belt from there.
Right. It's like a tier above, and they just move up.
They just pop into it. Yeah.
And then is it the paper that gets like little puffs of air?
Yes.
And it like floats?
It literally floats across. So what
that
happens?
Is so crazy.
They're separating, because at this point it's just paper and cardboard. So the cardboard's heavier, obviously.
Sure.
And there's a channel there, and there's a light. It goes through two of these within like 20 feet. But there's a light looking at everything, and there's it's using lasers and like optics to
probably to tell thickness or something.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Exactly, right? But it can tell the difference between, they called it, what was like BPI or something is what they called cardboard, and then paper. Mm-hmm. So if it was cardboard, it wouldn't mess with it. There's nothing it can do. So it would fall in the channel. But if it was paper, it'd give it these little puffs of air, and they would float literally across the channel onto the other conveyor belt.
That is so cool.
It's crazy, right?
I don't know. It's so high tech.
But the guy told me too that, say for instance, one of those compacted cans, right, that's been pre-compacted, gets fused with like a piece of cardboard.
Right, because it's been like embedded into it.
Yeah, like exactly. So because of the truck is using its own compactor, that thing will literally go through the whole process like 15 times before those two things come apart.
That's crazy.
Right. So because of that, though, because it's a closed system where it'll just keep sending it through.
Right. It's just looping.
The amount of material that actually ends up at the landfill is really low.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's really incredible.
Yeah, they're definitely doing something.
Yeah. All I could think of was like, this makes my heart feel good. Like, this makes me know that, like,
well done, boys.
You would assume that a company like this would be like majority owned by like somebody like, BlackRock or whatever.
Yeah.
And you would just be like, oh yeah, they put on this. No, they're fucking doing it.
That's awesome.
I mean, they even harvest natural gas from landfills.
Like, yeah, that's really crazy. I never knew about that.
In so many ways. Anyways.
Hey, just talking about high tech stuff. Did you see it, or did you send me those wheelchairs that were at some convention that they were like showing off?
Oh, I didn't send you any wheelchairs. No. What are you talking about?
Oh, these are so cool. So it literally looks like just a white plastic like bin almost that they're staying on with like
a storage bin on like wheels?
Ish. Like very I don't know.
Like a ghetto like train?
No. Like it looked very fancy, high tech, very iPhone looking.
Oh, okay.
But then it had these little tiny wheels on the corners, just like an office chair would. And once you're in it, it like raises and those chairs just are off the ground. And then it's like a Segway and you control it by like leaning.
Oh, shut up.
You
really?
can go sideways or on an angle and it's like do a circle. Like it's so. Oh, shoot. I'm totally blanking on like the words I want to use. But
Futuristic? Jetsons.
it's very futuristic, but very like turn on a dime. Like,
Oh, okay. It's okay. Gotcha.
yeah. But it's like, you know how most wheelchairs have like a higher back. This had a very low back, so I don't know how good it would work for someone that needed that support. But I'm sure that would just be an adaptation.
It would make sense that you're probably fully strapped into this thing.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So, but think about the accessibility. All of a sudden, you can reach shit on top of a high shelf.
Well, and it's like you don't have those wheels on the side, so you're narrower now.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And
that's super cool.
But it was like they had because this was at like some weird convention, like in a warehouse, and they had like a course with like cones and stuff.
Oh, really? And people were doing the course,
going through the course
That's
and
sick.
seeing
Okay.
like, and it was like this guy and this girl were doing it, and I was waiting for them to start doing bumper cars with this because she's like cutting them off and stuff.
Like, let's go.
But no, I just
rub some wheels.
I don't know. I thought it was such a cool thing to see wheelchairs getting like a true makeover because it's been the same design for so long.
I mean, it's about fucking time, right? And we have the technology. Like, the wheelchair should literally be an exoskeleton. It should be like a transformer.
It should be.
Where all of a sudden, and you should even be able to get that bipedal motion. You know?
And
like, think about like Segways. Exactly. Just modify a fucking Segway because
it was literally like they barely leaned one way or the other, forward, backwards, side to side, and they stopped so quickly.
It's those. I
loved it.
It's like what, a gyroscope in there.
Yeah.
The accelerometer. That's what it is. Yeah.
I'm curious how like, I thought it was really cool. Like, I don't know how they got it to like know when to like go up or down. I
mean, they use muscles to do that sometimes. So there might be like a sensor that's been taped to their arm or their leg, or not their leg, obviously, but.
But no, I think it was based on like, oh, you're in the chair now. But if you needed help getting in or out. So I have a lot of questions with it. And I'm sure it was like in its, still very much a concept phase.
Sure. Well,
but
I mean, there's stuff
so
out
cool.
there that exists. So I would assume that.
I want someone to get a kid that and just see that kid wreak havoc.
It's kind of like watching those. Like there's one in particular I'm thinking about of the kid that gets to see for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's seeing color. Maybe it's those.
Oh, yeah. The glasses.
Where you can just see the look on their face like, holy shit, I didn't know life looked like this. This is amazing. Yeah.
Those are always kind of cool videos.
Yeah, right.
And they bring like a bunch of stuff for them to see that's like very colorful, like balloons and shit.
Yeah, exactly. No, I always
that.
think about our pup Knox in regards to that.
Yeah.
Because with dogs, they have a muted color palette in their eye kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he seems to be attracted to like more of like pink and lime greens.
Yeah.
He loves pink things and lime green things. He saves them. He saves them.
He thinks blues. They're special. He likes blues.
Yeah, like and blues too.
He has a spiky ball that's bright blue.
That
it's not bright, but
he's
a
demon
blue.
And he eats things and he destroys them and he saves these ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's any other color than those, he'll destroy them.
Yeah. He loves his pink dragon and stuff. The pink and green dragon. He loves it.
Yeah. He had that axolotl for a minute.
Oh, yeah. The pink axolotl I got him.
Pink one. Yeah. It was pink and purple. It's like, anyways, it's just funny.
Yeah.
But I think about that in regards to that. Like people should have that moment of awe where they're like,
absolutely.
Like,
if we can get
I didn't
that
know I could ever have this.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love seeing that. And I feel like it's so long before you see changes in that, giving people with different abilities more accessibility.
I mean, 1,000%. I work in sales. My whole philosophy is, you got to create the path of least resistance,
Yeah.
which means more accessibility. Just make it as simple as possible. And there's a reason why the ADA exists, but I think they could be doing a better job.
I do too. I feel like they're still very much behind the times.
Yeah,
Stop making iPhones.
Yeah, exactly right.
And start focusing on enrichment. Like enriching people's lives.
That's a really good point. I mean, enrichment's key. Because I think that when it comes to...
The bare minimum is too much the standard.
Right. No, and I mean, I've worked with some hospice companies, and that's one thing that they really push, where it's about quality of life.
Yeah.
Like, if you know that you're about to die because you've got something that's terminal, are you going to put yourself through the trauma of... It might not even be that traumatic, but it's no matter what, it's fucking traumatic, of doing chemo or doing radiation, and then basically just living the last couple months, or if 6 months to a year
at the most,
of your life in a hospital bed, being hooked up to an IV, and just basically like just waiting it out, suffering like a
versus
potato.
Go have that last adventure.
Like, go to fucking Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
Go to the Bahamas. Go to the Bermuda Triangle.
Go get that weird tattoo or shaving your head because you were always too scared to do it.
Yeah, go get a mohawk.
Yeah,
right?
go get the mohawk.
Yeah, go
Or
get
dye
the
your hair
tri-hawk.
purple.
Yeah, who cares?
Because you're like, oh, I've always done safe things. I'm going to not be safe now.
Don't be safe. Like,
go do the fun.
that's one thing that I've always really appreciated about rock and roll, is the whole idea that, I don't know who said the quote, but it's, I'd rather burn out than fade away. And it's the whole idea of like, when you are on your deathbed, do you want to end with a pristine, perfect vehicle, or do you want to have cuts and bumps and bruises and scars and be able to tell a story?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I agree. But why not make it that much easier on people that want to live that?
Right.
Regardless
and that's
of
my point.
regardless
the pursuit
of the time.
of happiness, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has the right to the pursuit of happiness.
Regardless of what that is, but first of all, like,
except for pederasses, that's
oh
not
no,
one
fuck
right.
those guys.
You don't have the right to that. Sorry, guys.
No,
you
no,
die.
you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of pederasses, Matt Gaetz.
Matt
Gaetz, he is
Yeah.
out.
Oh my God.
We got the news this afternoon.
I mean, we've said before in previous episodes that we don't want to be political, but
I just want to be like, huzzah, we got one win.
it's pretty telling when the guy that has been in trouble for paying underage girls to have sex with him becomes our DA.
Attorney General.
Our Attorney General.
Our AG. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, our AG. And that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
And what really gets me is the consistency of the not qualified. The reality TV resume is ridiculous. Why?
Hey,
Why?
tell me what TV and shows you watch without telling me.
Right. Oh my God. But you know what it does tell me? It tells me that Trump watches a lot of TV. He watches a ton of TV. He fucking loves McDonald's. Let's be real. Like he's that kind of old school American in the sense of like yeehaw. Like he's the embodiment of the 80s.
Oh God.
Which is probably why he's taking all that Sudafed. Because he's not supposed to do real coke anymore. You know?
I need that pseudo.
He's like, this is like fake meth. Like it hasn't been distilled down and cooked. You know it's true. He's all hopped up on that Sudafed.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I just got to say that the competency level of the people that he's appointed to the positions that he has
is astonishing.
The lady that's in charge of public education.
Yeah. Yeah.
What show was she on?
Oh, was
she's a reality star. No. whatever.
Was it? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
let's
matter.
move on.
It's a fucking. It's
a shit show.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of ridiculousness. And speaking of some ridiculousness, obviously we're going to touch on some shit that, we got to, the weirdness. I know you've heard me talk about Borgwart.
No. Yes.
So there was an update because last time that we heard, he had faked his death. That was apparent. The cops spent like a month looking for him, if not more. And they assumed since he took out $350,000 from a life insurance policy that he bailed because he was talking to a girl from Uzbekistan. Well, apparently he has messaged the police. What was the guy's name? Starts with a P. Podol, Sheriff Podol, whatever.
Was he like, please stop talking about me?
So,
please leave me alone.
Basically, it says, so Mark A. Podol, the Green Lake County Sheriff, played the video of the man, Ryan Borgwart. I hate that name. I'm sorry,
I know,
guys.
it's awful.
It's a rough name, and I feel sorry for you. Of Watertown, Wisconsin, at a news conference on Thursday. In the 24-second clip, Mr. Borgwart is seen recording himself in what looks like a Spartan apartment with white walls and a gray door. And I quote, "Good evening. It's Ryan Borgwart," he says in a quiet voice. "Today is November 11th. It's approximately 10 a.m. by you guys. I'm in my apartment. I am safe, secure, no problem. I hope this works." The fuck does that mean? I hope this works.
You know what bothers me?
He's like, I'm not dead. Yeah, I did the thing, but I'm over here now.
Like, I'm living my life.
Come get me. Yeah.
Hey, what is it with men, or not just men, because women do it too? Why can't you just grow a pair and be like, I don't want to be with you anymore. I can't do this anymore. Versus these elaborate, crazy ass shit where they either murder someone, fake their death.
I really do feel like it comes down to saving face. They want to save face, so they do the craziest shit to make sure that they don't lose face, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. It's like every fucking sitcom you've ever watched where I swear to God, I've yelled at the TV so many times saying, just tell them. Just say it. Just tell them and it'll fix all your problems.
Well, for anyone listening, I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am, really. Regardless of the situation you are in, you cannot pull a Breaking Bad. It will not work. Just be real.
Yeah. You can't live that double life. Just
you can't
be
live the
real.
double life and keep yourself looking like the innocent person. And you know what? Even if you are the innocent person, everyone is the bad guy in someone's story.
Boom. Yeah, no matter what.
No matter what.
You're not saving face.
No. So you know what? Be real.
Just own it.
Own it. Be authentic.
Yeah. And
yeah, if you're
guy,
miserable, say I'm miserable.
Poor guy, Borgwart.
Poor guy.
No,
I need
he's
more
not
info.
a poor guy. No, excuse me. I take that back. I didn't mean to say that.
He lives
this
in Europe
son of
now.
a bitch.
There you go.
Thought he could save face by faking his death, escaping his 3 children that probably love the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Don't
do that
and
to
his
your
wife,
kids.
And all it came down to is he probably had a crush.
Yep.
He did all of this probably
I don't care what her
over
butt
a
looks
crush.
like. It's not going to look like that in 10
It's
years.
not love. Yeah, it's a
not-
crush, homie.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know what?
you were
If you don't
bored
want to be
and
with your
you-
wife,
Yeah, that's
one thing. Don't do that to your kids.
Fucking talk it out. Go to therapy.
Go to
Figure it out.
therapy.
Go on a hike together. Bond with your fucking partner.
Yeah.
Enjoy their company. Find a way to enjoy it. Compromise. Don't be a little
And
bitch.
if you need to take a sabbatical, say that.
But it comes down to just saying something.
Just say it. Be
instead
like,
of being like,
I need to take a
setting
retreat.
up this whole thing where like, oh, they found his wallet, they found the tip canoe or the kayak.
I really thought she killed him, and I'm like, what'd he do?
Oh, my
She
God.
found out about the other lady. Now I feel bad for her.
Yeah, this
Because you know what? Even if it was a terrible relationship, no one deserves that.
Yeah, no, I feel like
No
he
one
wasted a lot
deserves-
of people's time there.
Yeah.
And now
And taxpayers'
he's an
money.
asshole.
He's an asshole.
Like, we all know
Like,
he's alive, and he
regardless
did the thing.
of his reasoning, it no longer matters. He is just the asshole.
He's an asshole.
Fuck you, sir.
Right? Yeah, fuck you, man. Borgwart.
What was his first name?
Who cares?
Was it Jason?
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan. Damn it. I was really hoping it was a Jason. Never trust a J name. Blech.
Never trust a J name.
Can't trust a J name.
Well, what about a G name? Well, I guess it's not quite a G name.
Who you got?
Did you hear about Ellen DeGeneres? That's where I got the G from.
She's a hoe.
DeGeneres. Yeah, she is a hoe. She's a dumb hoe.
She a dumb hoe.
Do you know what she did?
Ooh. Tell me.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Does
There's
it
a
have
couple ways
anything-
I could be going
Does it
with
have
this.
anything to do with Anne Heche?
No.
Damn it.
I know, but we're coming back to that.
Okay.
Because we got to come back to that. No, apparently Ellen and Portia have left the country because of Trump, air quotes, Trump.
Oh, bullshit.
And they're
And
living
bullshit?
they're living in England until further notice. Well, they're not coming back is what Ellen has said. So, obviously she's labeling this is because of Trump.
No, this is about Diddy.
This is about Diddy.
This is about the
This
Diddy.
is 1,000% about Diddy. 1,000% about Diddy.
Would she call him like a cuddle monster or something?
Oh my God, dude. No, they had a very close relationship
A little
because she
close.
was at a lot of those white parties.
Yes, she was.
Yes. She, just like himself, were gatekeepers to the industry.
Yes.
If you got on the
I heard
Ellen
that she
show,
was like
you
the-
got a bump.
Procure.
Fits.
Mm-hmm.
Fits. Oh, wild stuff there.
I don't trust Ellen DeGeneres for as far as I can throw her.
No.
And granted, that means nothing
And before,
because I don't think I could pick her up. But
I mean, you'd be surprised if you were angry.
I
enough.
bet I could kick her really hard in the crotch.
I would love to see that.
You
Considering.
You just want to see me kick her in the crotch.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
Kicked her in the pussy.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Sorry, it was too easy. It was
Oh,
right there.
That's a good one. That's like, was that the second Chappelle special on Netflix?
I think so.
Where he's talking about pulling topics out of a bowl.
Yeah, and it was about
He's like, all right, this one's kick her in the pussy.
we
We'll
don't-
find a way to get here. And he tells an awesome story. And
about stovetop stuffing.
Oh yeah, and you got lost in the story. You got distracted by the story, and you forgot that it was a joke. And then the
Yeah.
punchline was "kick her in the pussy." It was beautiful, but it was an exercise that he used to
I
do,
hope
like an improv exercise.
No one I know is listening to this right now. Sorry, Mom.
We're all quoting things,
Mom, don't listen to me.
but they're also real things.
They are real things.
Everything that we talk about, you can look up and verify
And you know
for
what?
yourself.
Not gonna kick just anyone.
So, with Ellen, let's get back
Yeah,
to her.
sorry,
'cause-
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I tangented real
Like
hard.
I remember when Ellen had her first sitcom, where I think
Wasn't
she was
it the Ellen show or just Ellen?
I think it was just Ellen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she was a barista at like a bookstore,
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
right? And that was when she was still straight. Well, that was the mid '90s.
Yeah, you didn't.
It wasn't kosher then. I mean, even Hillary Clinton was like against gay marriage at that point.
Okay, which everyone kind of forgets about.
Yeah, no one remembers that. Like she was very loud and proud about not letting the gay community get married. Anyways,
Anywho,
so Ellen evolves past that, and then all of a sudden she's just got this talk show. She's got the talk show.
right.
She's elevated to. She's got the whatever, and she's a meanie.
She's really.
Apparently,
you know what?
she's really rude, and I think it's because of that power.
You know what bothers me?
You know, because I guarantee Diddy is the biggest piece of shit
Oh, I bet
behind
he's-
doors, but in front of people when he's trying to save face.
I bet there's still a weirdness.
What do you mean?
Like, I bet there's still those weird, like, underhanded compliments.
Oh,
and-
yes.
and you're just
the
like, wait,
backhanded
what?
compliments,
Thank
the
you, yes.
bullshit. No, her and him, you can expect that from him. But with her in particular, you know, she's just
Yeah.
mean. And
she's
apparently,
just mean.
like, nobody enjoyed working with her.
Yeah, like she was super toxic and just nasty.
There was like 2 or 3 of her like main executives that would like, they had her back.
Yeah.
But
Everyone try and clean up after her. Like, no, it's fine, it's fine. Wonder
No,
how many
she's-
pizza parties they had.
boom, she's running from the fucking parties. She's running from the
Yes,
white parties. She's
100%.
running from her association with Diddy. Has nothing to do with Trump. Nothing to do with Trump. Give
Not
me
at
a
all.
fucking break. But
She probably voted for him.
she probably
I
did.
said what I said.
She probably did. That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Because he's friends
Yeah.
with Diddy too.
And this is on TMZ, by the way, but you can find it in other places. But
Sorry,
then
I should stop.
talk about Anne Heche.
Oh, you want me to talk about Anne Heche?
So are you talking about specifically the video of her crashing her car? Because that's what I'm thinking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you don't know, Anne Heche died in a really horrific car accident
Did she, though?
2 years ago.
Did she die in the wreck?
So, we know she didn't because she died in the hospital.
Ah.
But they said that she had a high blood alcohol content. Well, in the last week, there's been another toxicology report come out recently
Yeah.
saying she was stone cold sober.
Crazy.
And there is a video.
Crazy.
There is a video of her popping out of the gurney, out of a freaking body bag,
That's
and
what I
like
saw.
fighting the paramedics, and they like push her down and like shove her in the hospital.
That footage came out originally.
Yes.
It like nobody said anything when it first came out. Like they were like, "Oh, that's crazy. She popped up." Well, it's like, "Oh, it was just a response."
It's a
of her-
response.
of her nerve.
which
Like, no, she was
easily-
conscious.
And at the time, we were all like, okay, that's a thing.
It was so jarring.
It's very jarring. But knowing what we know now, it gives me pause. And I go,
Boom. That
what'd
part.
she know?
She woke up.
Well, and what's his name from Fast and the Furious? Because they're saying there was shit with him too, that he was going to come out about stuff.
You know, the thing is that, well, don't do what we're doing and talking about this stuff and talk about it, right? But that's what it is. They want to silence people. Who knows?
And this is,
Well, we do know
for the
because
sake
it's what
of
it
the
is.
podcast, this is conspiracy theories that we're just having fun talking.
Allegedly.
This is all allegedly.
Allegedly. For entertainment purposes only.
Only.
Jesus.
But there's so many of them that you do kind of go, huh.
And that's really what it is.
And I'm not saying it's all of them. I'm not saying it's everything.
But
there's
it's
enough.
hard not to think that a
And
lot more people are involved, right?
Yeah. And I think it's so much bigger and so much deeper than this Diddy bullshit. This is just a little branch off of it all. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, do you want to hear a highlight in regards to Hollywood?
Tell me.
So I think this is pretty fucking punk rock. It might have been accidental or not intentional in the sense of being punk rock, but it very much is.
Okay.
So, Sabrina Carpenter. I bet you
Oh.
weren't expecting me to say that name, right?
No, I never would have guessed you to say her name.
Next to punk rock, right? So it was just that what happened. The situation is amazing. So apparently, allegedly,
Allegedly.
she filmed a music video inside of a church, and well, the headline is "How Sabrina Carpenter Song Led to a Church Priest Demotion for Mishandling Church Funds." But apparently, he like quit the church.
So
But-
he was told to quit.
Well, basically, he
You should just give your resignation tonight.
right. Well, what I'm gathering from this, and believe me, I'm doing the thing because I don't know if I necessarily. Okay, I'll read some of it. I'll read a little bit. So, church officials announced this week that Monsignor Jamie G has been.
Hold on. Did you just say his name is what?
Jamie.
Okay.
Monsignor Jamie, and then it's Gigantiello. Gigantillo. He Antio. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Jamie G.
I feel like that is I want him to be a rapper now, like a bad one from.
Monsignor Jamie G in the house. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah.
And he should copy all of Vanilla Ice's music.
Oh my God! Immediately, right?
It's not
Ice,
dun dun
ice,
dun dun
baby.
dun dun dun.
Monsignor Jamie G. That'd be so sick.
I would be the first in line to buy the vinyl.
I would have it just for the gimmicky and nostalgia sake.
And,
It's
but
like,
he has to still be dressed as a priest with the collar and everything.
1,000%, please. And if he had that cool hat too, that'd be rad.
Yes.
That'd be super.
I'm
cool.
picturing the priest dancing around in Happiness is a Warm Gun
Oh yeah.
in Across the Universe.
Oh my God, we need to watch that.
Yeah.
That just got put on something. I don't know if I think it's no.
This weekend.
Yeah, we'll watch it.
We'll watch it.
So basically, this motherfucker, he's been stripped of more of his duties after an investigation uncovered a pattern of serious violations of, oh my God, this fucking word, diocesan policies,
Diocese.
diocesan. It's
Sure.
Diocesan. They're fucking with me. Yeah.
Sure.
Diocesan.
Like
Diocesan.
I said,
Diocesan?
Jen has been involved
Diocesan?
tonight.
Oh, I didn't want this to be a grammar episode. Holy crap.
Damn it. If you heard that, I dropped
But
my phone.
anyways,
It's fine.
he was making unauthorized financial transfers to a former aide to Mayor Eric Adams' administration, which is now under federal corruption probe. Look into this. But the whole point here,
He wanted to see Sabrina Carpenter.
yeah, he did. That's what it was.
He was perving.
He's like, he was
He's
perving a
perving.
bit. He's like, yeah, you can film at my church. Come on down.
It's fine. It's fine.
Come on. Would you like some coffee? Would you like a bagel?
Do you want bagel? There's a great place to get bagels down the street. I'll go get you one. Can I have your autograph?
Can I? Right. And he was fangirling probably.
He was fangirling so hard. Shut up, dude.
and he lost his, well, lost
if
a
he
lot of
got
his
paid,
credibility.
if he got paid for that, he better have like donated that to like the homeless or something.
It sounds like he paid to make it happen.
Wait, what?
Because he's getting fired for an unauthorized financial transfer to a former
Is it diocesan? Diocesan? Sorry, I'm still stuck on that word.
It's fine. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
I want to.
So the priest has been relieved of any pastoral oversight or governance role, and the Annunciation of the Blessed Virgin Mary Church in Williamsburg, Bishop Robert Brennan said in a statement issued by the Roman Catholic Diocese of Brooklyn. Oh my God, dude.
Blah, blah,
These
blah,
guys,
blah,
these guys, they're just filling this article with extra words they don't need. He mishandled substantial church funds and interfered with the administration of the parish after not being directed to do so. Ah, shit. I was really hoping that Sabrina Carpenter had something to do with that. But the church that music video is in, that's the church.
So should we watch that music video later?
Yeah, sure.
I got no beef with.
See, this
Sabrina.
is clickbait. This is straight up clickbait.
I love a good clickbait.
They used her
Clickbait is
for
made for
clickbait.
me.
Has nothing to do with her, does it? She's not mentioned anywhere else in this article. Bastards! I got had. Well, there you go.
It was still fun.
That's lazy research, is what that is. So sorry, guys. That's lazy research.
We'll do better next time.
Well, how about this? Well, another
What do you got?
happy moment. So again, I thought this was really cool. Undergraduates with family income below $200,000 a year can expect to attend MIT tuition-free starting 2025.
I love that.
Doesn't that seem like a fucking no-brainer?
Good job, MIT. It took those guys.
They're like, we're bringing it to the front. Like, we're not going to wait for the government to put any legislature through.
'Cause they're
We're
not
just gonna
going
do
to.
it. We're going to take direct action and make this happen.
Hopefully other universities take note.
And it says newly expanded financial aid will cover tuition costs for admitted students from 80% of U.S. families.
That's awesome.
It's really wild. I mean, what I see from that, 'cause this is on the news.mit.edu. This is on their website. They're opening the doors. Like, think about how prestigious it is to say, oh, I went to MIT.
For free.
I mean, in most TV shows you watch, everybody that went to MIT is a fucking fed, but right? But regardless, it's a very
But
well-renowned school in regards, like, people that you.
And I'm sure
they're
you
just
have
on a
to.
different level. You know,
I'm sure you have to have a certain level of like commitment. Like, oh, you're keeping your grades at a certain point and
Oh, I would
everything.
assume
Otherwise, you
that.
get kicked out.
1,000%. Yeah,
Treat it like
I'm sure this
scholarship.
article says something about that too.
I don't think that needs to be said. But fucking A, dude.
No, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they're taking it on themselves and they're saying, hey, we're going to open it up. And if you want to come to MIT, yeah, as long as you got the grades, like, it's tuition free if your family doesn't make as much as all these elite class assholes, you know? Anyways, that's really cool. I thought that was kind of heartwarming.
I think Knox is snoring at me. I don't know if anyone can hear this,
his
but
head posture, he's looking at you.
our
he's
dog is
snoring.
looking at us and he is snoring so loud.
No, you can't hear
But
it.
he's
There's no way
awake.
you guys can hear it.
I know, but
His ear popped up. He's like, I can hear you.
oh,
So,
Sorry.
okay, now we're going to take a twist. We're going to go to the dark side real quick and before we wrap this up. So, I'm sure you've heard of the suicide capsule. Have you heard of that thing? I heard about it. And what was your initial thought of it? Just in general, the idea.
Oh, just the idea?
That there's a suicide capsule. So, if, assisted suicide, whatever. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Okay, my personal thought on it is it's hard because like it's just a sad thing, but if it makes it so someone in pain is no longer in pain, that's their choice.
I have felt that way for a long time. Like, I know there's a big stigma. I know it's illegal, right? But
It's not my call.
it's right. It's not my call.
It's not my business. It's not my call. I have very strong feelings when it comes to how it's carried out. You know?
Sure.
Like, please, if you are struggling, please try and get help.
Yeah.
If this is something that isn't going away or whatever, just don't be vindictive about it in the sense of, okay, for an example, I heard of someone who did the deed in a place where their very young child was the one that found them. I also heard again of
It's horrific.
someone whose husband found them in their garage. Like, I don't think that that's fair. Don't let your family find you.
No, it's morbid, but I literally had this conversation with my grandpa.
Yeah.
The last time I saw him in Florida, he was living in Tampa or Seminole, whatever. But he just casually brought up the fact, he's like, I've got this 38 here. I used to wear this on my hip when he used to be the probation officer here in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
He hated guns, but he had that one, is what he said. And then he's like, I also have a cyanide pill. And all I could think of, I knew what he was talking about immediately.
You're like, don't do it.
I'm like, Grandpa, I know I can't change your mind one way or the other. I know you're going to do what you want. But don't leave a mess.
Yeah.
Like, don't leave a mess, please. Like, that's only going to make life worse for whoever finds you.
I agree. And truthfully, again, it's none of my business. That's my one plea is please don't do this
big
whole thing.
Yeah, don't leave a mess.
Don't leave a mess. Don't let your kids find you.
that's, you got to think about that, because
You know?
really, even though I know they say it's a selfish act, but like what else are we in this world except ourselves? We're living this world through a
Yeah.
first person view. All we see, it's us. We're in our own heads. This is our life, and it's
Yeah.
so easy to get caught up in that, right?
Well,
And when you're not happy with that life,
yeah.
and you feel trapped and you don't see an out, like you resort to just like, fuck it, I'm pulling the plug.
Yeah.
And at this, in one aspect, I'm like, I want to be like, I want to champion this person and be like, hey, I've got your back. Let's go.
100%.
Like you don't need to go this way. Like, let's talk you off the ledge kind of thing.
Yeah.
But on the other side of it too, I'm like, I can respect the decision. If you're just done and there's nothing that I can say or do that's going to help you, like, I respect that decision.
Yeah.
That's on you. That the one power that everybody has is the choice to live or not.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as, like, you know, you hold your breath for a few minutes, you're going to die.
Yeah.
We're all just a few breaths away from death.
Yeah.
You know?
And so it's just it's such a hard thing, and I know that there's people that have lost people to that, and
I think
not
these days,
diminishing that grief, because that
I
grief
think
is
a
real.
lot of people probably know somebody.
Oh yeah.
This whole 6 degrees of separation thing, like, I guarantee you know somebody who knows somebody, or you know somebody yourself.
Yeah. And regardless of what it is, it's a hard thing, but it's ultimately, it boils down to, it's not my call. I can't judge someone for that. I feel bad for anyone that's fighting that battle and that feels alone, and I feel even worse for the people that are hurting because someone made that ultimate call.
You know, and I feel like if you're feeling alone and you don't feel like you can talk to the people around you, you should seek help.
Yeah.
And you know, anyone could always call the, what is it, 988, the suicide hotline. Like, just call it. These people are there to they have your back. They're strangers, so you can tell them anything.
Yeah.
You can tell them anything.
Tell them anything.
You know?
And you know what? Sometimes even just someone being nice to someone in line at the grocery store can make a world of difference.
Right.
Just kindness goes so far.
It really does. Just a little respect.
Yeah.
And a little bit of kindness. Now, I get it. Believe me. Like, I get road rage, and I get the same type of road rage when I'm at the grocery store.
Oh, for sure.
Like, oh my God, it drives me crazy how just people just are bumping around in the dark. But at the same time, if I'm rolling up to the register and I kind of like, we're like, oh, bah, 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 you know, we kind of like run into each other, I'm
ahead.
going to give them that breathing room.
Me
Like,
too.
it doesn't matter if I know that, like, whatever. I'm like, you know what? Just take it. Just
But
have it.
that little bit could be a world of difference for someone, just that little bit of kindness.
Yeah, it's like, here you go. Like, yeah, you cut me off like 4 or 5 times when we were over there in the store, but I don't care about that, because I guess my intention behind the intention in that situation is I just don't want there to be any unnecessary friction for no reason.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
Yeah.
when it just comes down to, like, we're just at the store.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a big
We're
deal.
all buying milk
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's not a big deal.
Whatever you're doing.
Like, you don't need to go full blown Karen in those
No.
types of situations, right?
Just be chill. And but yeah, my ultimate thing.
Yeah, sorry.
No, sorry. Is it's not my call. I feel bad for anyone feeling that way, but especially where this is for someone that's they're tired. They're tired of being in pain. Because right, it was someone with medical stuff like cancer, and they just decided to be done when by their hand.
I'm not 100% on that, because, again, I don't do enough pre-research and I don't read these fucking articles. I go by headlines because I go, ooh, that's a fun one. Just being full transparency. But yeah, so the headline of this is: the creator of the suicide capsule rejects Swiss allegation that its first user may have been strangled.
Fuck that shit.
So with everything that we've just said and the way that we've positioned this and framed it, all of a sudden they're like, these guys that are like on that level, like we've created this capsule that will just suffocate you. Like I think it pumps nitrogen. No, it's not nitrogen. It's they pump a gas in there and it just suffocates you.
You just go sleep.
You just go to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so apparently there was evidence of a strangulation.
I did hear this because it was an American citizen that decided to go there and end it. And I have so many questions. Because weren't the people there the patient, the inventor, and a doctor?
Yeah. No. Again, you got me red-handed. I don't know. Here.
I did read up on this, but it's been a while. But yeah, that's interesting.
So it was a woman that died.
Mm-hmm.
We will provide everything we've got, he said, adding the prosecutors have not accepted that suggestion. Hold on. So I'm going to go with my process before and just read the quotated stuff. So suicide capsule. Absurd. No, I'm not going to read everything like that.
Thank you.
Let's see here. So here we go. All right. So the Right to Die activist behind a new suicide capsule says he rejects absurd allegations that the U.S. woman who was said to be the first user may have actually been strangled. He's like, no, that's not true. So Philip Nitschke of advocacy, I hate this word. It's a good word. Advocacy group. It tongue ties my ass. Group Exit International said Wednesday he wasn't on hand for the woman's death on September 23rd involving the Sarko capsule in a forest in northern Switzerland, but saw it live by video transmission.
Oh, okay.
The device worked as planned, he said, in the first and only time it has ever been used. He said head of Swiss affiliate of Exit International, known as The Last Resort, Florian Willett, was present at the woman's death and was immediately taken into police custody, where he remains as police investigate the circumstances around the woman's death. Editor's note: this story includes discussions of suicide. Call 988 or text 988, just like we said. Anyway, so several other people, including a journalist for the Volkskrant newspaper in Netherlands, where Nitschke lives, were initially taken into custody, and prosecutors opened an investigation on suspicion of incitement and accessory to suicide. They were later released. The Australian-born Nitschke broke weeks of silence through an interview with respected Swiss newspaper. These guys, these Swiss names. I don't want to butcher names, so NZZ, which was published Wednesday. Speaking to the Associated Press by phone, he said he felt compelled to speak out because Exit International was desperate about the plight of Willett, who could remain behind bars for weeks or months until possible trial. He said prosecutors have asked for an extension of Willett's detention, claiming there was now evidence of homicide. He denied the accusation.
Okay. I have questions.
Well, okay. Well, maybe this might answer them. Swiss laws allow assisted suicide so long as the person takes his or her own life with no external assistance. And those who help the person die do not do so for any self-serving motive, according to the government website. So your question, did it have to do with that?
No.
Okay.
My question is, he says he wasn't there. Well, where was he? It was filmed.
Yeah, he was watching it remotely.
He was watching it remotely. So was that saved anywhere? And if it was saved, one, they could see whether or not that actually happened, or did she have those marks on her neck previously? And with an autopsy, was there crushing? I watch a lot. I listen to a lot of
I
true
know
crime.
you would have a better perspective on that kind of thing.
There's is it a little tiny bone in your throat that gets crushed when you're strangled? Was
The
that
strangle
crushed?
bone. Yeah, your
The
wishbone.
strangle bone.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're putting out.
Okay.
So many questions.
So it says the 64-year-old woman was not identified. Nitschke, a trained medical doctor, said she had compromised immune function that
Okay.
made her subject to chronic infection.
She was exhausted.
And just
That's
sick all the
someone just
time. She's like,
done.
I'm suffering every day of my life. I'm
Yeah,
done with this,
like,
right?
and that's one of those things where it's like, how do you ask someone to suffer like that every single day?
You can't. It's
She
not
was
fair.
done. She was exhausted.
Right. And it's like, they're
And
just,
I'm not saying
they're not
it's-
living that quality of life.
No,
And if they
and-
know it, let them pull their own plug. But don't leave a
Anyone-
fucking mess.
any of her loved ones, my heart goes out to you. I'm not
1,000%.
diminishing
And I
that
wanted
pain.
to touch on that with like the loved ones around them are 100% affected. That ripple
you-
is so real.
You've been watching them suffer for God knows how long, but you miss them, and we understand that. We are not diminishing.
And you know you'll
that.
never see them again. And that's the scary part.
And we
right?
hope that you have wonderful memories of them.
1,000%. Yes, absolutely.
That
'Cause it's all
I
about
want to say
quality.
that to because it's such a hard conversation to have,
It is.
and I don't know that pain.
I didn't realize the podcast would take this kind of a heavy. This has been kind of a real episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is real.
Anyways.
If you're hurting, please reach out to
988.
someone,
988.
or just
Just
call a
dial
friend.
988 if you want to speak your truth.
What?
Anyways. All right. So I do kind of want to, I'm intrigued now. So on October 26th, Volkskrant reported, I know, I'm sorry about the names, guys. I just fucking emphasized the shit out of them. Reported the Swiss prosecutor had indicated in court that the woman may have been strangled. Mr. V, the Volkskrant article last month said said one of its photographers, two lawyers, and Willett were originally detained on suspicion of inciting suicide and providing assistance in doing so, which they can't assist, but you can go there and you can kill yourself. It's allowed.
Right.
Suicide is not illegal there. So
But to push someone to it.
you're not allowed to be, because that was the whole thing where it says Swiss law allows Swiss law allows assisted suicide so long as the person takes his or her own life with no external assistance, and those who helped the person die did not do so for any self-serving motive.
Right.
As long as it fits that criteria,
Like you're almost
it's legal.
more of I'm here for emotional support.
Yeah, you're
or
holding
if you
hands.
change your mind.
Yeah, exactly. You're
Yeah.
just there as a rock.
Yeah.
Or an observer if you're
Which
a fucking weirdo.
I don't want that job.
So it's absurd because we've got film that the capsule wasn't opened, Nitschke said. Everything happened exactly as we had predicted. The woman climbed into the Sarco alone, closed the lid without help, and pressed the button that released the nitrogen herself. So it was nitrogen. She lost consciousness and died after about 6 minutes. Damn! I can hold my breath for like 4.5 minutes. So she made it 6 minutes. I'm just saying she could probably do some deep dives.
You
if
can
she
hold
really
your
wanted
breath
to.
for 4 minutes.
Yeah, I was bored a lot in school. I'd sit and stare at the clock and hold my breath.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you find ways to entertain yourself. So he he added that Willett held a mobile phone through which Nitschke watched live video as the woman using the Sarco and informed the police immediately afterwards she had died. Let's be real. All right, I'm going to cut it off there, but let's be real. If that video really does exist and
Release it.
Just show it. So what
Maybe
this tells me
not
is
publicly, but
what they do first is they defame you. So they don't want people killing themselves and making, they would love the idea of people killing themselves and they can make some money off of it. If
Totally.
people killing themselves benefited capitalism, we're
Oh, shit.
considered a human resource. That's why at every business or job that you work at, there's a human resource department, because you, my friend, are the human resource.
Yeah.
And you're like gasoline to the machine.
Yes.
So anyways, so there's that whole double-edged, like, yeah, we need gasoline, but we're also trying to get rid of them too. We want cleaner gasoline. I don't know what the fuck that means.
It's just so messy.
It is messy.
I have a lot of questions though.
I do too. Well, my
Release the
point is they're
video.
trying to defame them. I personally think they're trying to defame this company. Sounds like
They
they
want
did
it to go
everything
away.
that they wanted. Excuse me. They did everything that they were supposed to do in the right way. And they're like, no. You're not allowed to sell suicide.
So okay, going back to
That is the name of a song or the name of a book or something. You're not allowed to sell suicide.
that's a
Ooh.
good album.
Ooh, right? Fucking write that down. That's ours. You can't have it.
You can't have it. But no, like, so the woman, what would you call her? The victim, I guess.
That's a good question. What would you call her?
Sorry, I'm trying to be as respectful as I
No.
possibly can.
I get that. I mean, but how would you classify that when it's a willing participant? They're not a victim.
Unless she was strangled. But
Right, but I think
What-
that's the propaganda.
I have questions about the marks on her neck. Like, why?
But did they exist? Is there proof that there's marks on her neck?
And not to be crude or anything, but was it a hickey? And someone's like, oh, that looks like a strangulation mark. You know, like,
This is
'Cause
an
I'm sorry.
Associated Press article, and there's no
I'm gonna say it. If I
there's
knew
nothing there about
tonight that I was gonna die tomorrow, I'd probably go have some pretty raunchy sex.
that. Like on train tracks with Frank.
Maybe. Not with Frank, but
Yeah, not with Frank. Well, not with anyone.
with you.
Yeah, exactly. We're not making a death pact or anything.
No,
but-
no. But my point is, like, are they just saying, "Oh, that looks like that," or has there been an autopsy? Have they actually gone and looked? There was crushing.
And that's where I feel like, because this
Was
was
she-
updated literally yesterday. So this was updated 9:18 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, November 20th of 2024.
I just
So
have a lot of
I think there's
questions.
more information that will be coming out.
I agree.
I think we're on the cusp of the
I'm
investigation.
speculating so much. I just, I don't want it to be the fact that she was murdered.
I know.
Going
well,
that far.
I mean, when I first saw that, all I could think of in my head was like this whole like Simpsons cartoon situation where like she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm signing up for this," and they turn on the thing and like it's not working.
It's not working.
Like-
just strangle me.
And so like she opens it up, yeah, and she's like, "Do it already."
I
And he's
already
like,
paid
"Oh,"
you.
He's looking away as he's strangling her, yeah, and it's just
Just because of
it's
Shameless
just ridiculous. Yeah.
saying, putting the pillow over her face and saying, "Go into the light."
Oh my god, right? Who was that? That was
Oh shit.
because I think about her brother too much.
Yes, you do.
It's not Gary Busey.
It's not good.
It was
Oh, I just think of her in
Joan?
Little House. Yeah, Joan Cusack.
Cusack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I used to work at a local ski resort, and I saw John Cusack before I took a shit one morning. I was
TMI,
literally
baby.
on my way to take my morning shit,
Don't keep
and he's
saying
sitting
it.
at a table eating his breakfast, and I made eye contact with the motherfucker because like he's sitting in line with the stairs as you walk up, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh shit, that's John Cusack," and I just look at him and I give him a head nod, and he gives me a head nod, and you know we go about our day, and I went and took my morning shit, and he ate his breakfast. So yeah, there was a time in my life where I made eye contact with John Cusack before my morning shit. For sure, that happened.
I don't need to know this.
But yeah, Joan Cusack in
Shameless.
Shameless when she does her assisted suicide. Yeah,
Yeah, with
there was consent. As long as consent, I think consent's a big deal. I
Yeah.
think it's a big, big, big deal. And I think you need to find a way to prevent fake consent. And I'm not talking about police state action, but I'm talking about just like,
I just need you to do this one favor
if
for
you're
me.
going to assist my suicide, like, let's sign a couple documents. Let's make sure this is your signature kind of thing,
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to end this on a fun note. Okay?
Yeah. We need
This is
need
the last
something
thing.
lighthearted.
We're going to wrap it up. Okay, so this just made my heart swell a little bit. I mean, okay, it's a double-edged sword again, but we live in a capitalist world, and science does what it does. Scientists teach rats to drive tiny cars and unexpectedly discover that the rodents enjoy revving their engines.
I really wanted you to say that they get road rage.
No, they enjoy hearing the wom, 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 wom.
I like to rev it.
I fucking think that's so
That's
cool. Right.
Okay,
like you're
that's
like
cute.
you put because if you look it up, these guys are
They're
in
all
like
Stuart
tiny little
Littles.
plastic cubes on top of like a little RC car, like just, and apparently like they have the ability to go forward and like they have an accelerator, right? And they've got their steering wheel and they just rev their engines. I think that's the coolest thing. So it says, unexpectedly, we found that rats had an intense motivation for their driving training, often jumping into the car and revving the lever engine before the vehicle hit the road.
That's adorable.
Like, how cool is that?
They go, I want to go fast.
I mean, see, the way it resonates with me because I remember being a kid and
And you wanted a vroom vroom?
well, I was afraid of motorcycles because they were so fucking loud. I really was. I own one now. I haven't ridden in a couple years because the driver.
And yours is a loud one.
Mine's loud as fuck, yeah. And I used to have a 59 Chevy Biscayne that was loud as fuck. It was a 350 small block with 2.5-inch exhaust with a 4-barrel carb. Like, basically, it was running very rich.
You just got over your fear.
And it was like it would pop, like it would backfire, and I would set off car alarms, like rolling through neighborhoods. There's something about it when you're sitting at a stoplight and you can feel the rumble, and everyone else around you can feel that rumble.
I'm just picturing Molly Shannon.
What do you mean, the superstar?
Superstar.
Except it smells like gas instead of
when
ass.
she goes to the NASCAR races and she goes for the vibrations.
Like, oh, right, in Talladega Nights. She's like, I love when they drive by. That's a good scene.
Sorry.
That whole movie is fucking spectacular.
That movie was great.
That one and Step Brothers are just
Oh my God.
gold.
Just let the dirt fall over you.
Oh my God. But yeah, so that's cool. Rats like revving engines. I think it
love
hits
it.
a visceral thing inside of us where we just kind of like
They're just like, ooh.
ooh, yeah.
It gives you that little ooh.
Ooh,
It's a
that's kinda-
tingle.
That's a tingle. That's
I like
kinda
the tingle.
powerful. Let's go. Like, ooh, what does that do? I want to touch it.
Oh, I love it.
So, considering we do so much research on rats and considering that we put them through so much shit, like, and mice too, animals in general, like,
I like that they got to vroom a little.
but yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that. Let them vroom a little. Let them enjoy it.
Go
If you're not
vroom.
having fun, what's the point? What's the point, right?
It's kind of cute. I just pictured this little test rat being like, I get to drive the car. I'm going to go vroom
It's like,
vroom.
we're driving the car today. It's so good. He's like, he's squeaking at his friend. He's like, are you gonna vroom vroom? He's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna vroom vroom. Like, how much vrooms are you gonna vroom?
I just picture him going, wee.
They're just driving
Remember
their
the
little go-karts.
stupid commercial with the little pig with the pinwheel going out the window, and he just keeps going wee.
Oh God, it's like Bizarro.
Little pig.
Well, what is it, Babe?
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, that'll do, pig. That'll do.
That's great.
Oh,
Good
immediately,
night.
all I can think of is that girl with her pig, the meme girl, where she's got the face and she's
Oh,
got the
geez.
stick and she's, she's swinging it back and forth. She's like, I'm gonna win this competition.
She has a very intense face.
very intense face.
You know who she reminds me of?
Huh.
Remember the girl with the really intense face in the marching band video from a few years ago?
No,
Yes, you do. You're just forgetting.
I'm not forgetting anything.
Want to bet?
Okay, maybe we should end this. All right. Well,
We'll be back next week.
we'll be back. So when it comes to a lot of things, just a quick recap of everything that we kind of went through. First and foremost, don't fake your death.
Don't fake your death.
That's a waste of time. We've learned.
Just be open and honest, regardless of what you're struggling with.
Go to Switzerland and pay someone to die.
Don't do that. I mean,
and apparently you might get
can,
strangled
whatever.
if you do that. So be careful. Don't go to Diddy parties.
Don't do the Diddy.
Because then you have to blame Trump while you're leaving the
U.S.?
The U.S., which that's fine. Blame him. That's fine. We can blame Trump for everything. He's like the ultimate scapegoat. But we all know it's because of Diddy. Don't do that.
Oh, and please go back from our previous episode and vote on which is grosser, semen or blood.
Yeah. No, there's only been one vote.
It was me.
So, S the D. Come on, guys.
Go vote.
Well, all that really tells me is that the four of you that watch this or listen to this episode or the last episode
Or lazy.
you're lazy. Come on, there should be at least 4 votes.
We're just kidding. We love you.
Do you love us? Because we love you.
We love you.
Come
Don't leave us
on.
hanging.
I'm gonna make you feel guilty. No, I won't. That's not fair. That's up to you if you want to like us or not.
You don't have to vote, but we really want you to go
We
vote.
just want to know what's more important. What's worse? Is it blood or is it semen?
It's semen. Just follow the trend.
And I'm telling you, if you mix them both together, that's
No, we're not mixing. We are not mixing. Blood or semen. No mixing.
one or the other. Figure it out.
All right.
All right.
Good night.
Love you guys. Good night.